get them out, hold them up. That's your sideline pass. It's good once again, like it is each and every week, right here on the Sideline Coaches Show with Lenny Jankowski on Buzz TV. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it as always. And you see him to my left right here. He's Coach Lenny Jankowski, head football coach, athletic director of Village High School. You know this knucklehead. He's Derek Muller, the other half of the Sideline Radio Show. Thanks for joining us once again. Coach, a big win Friday night over a district foe in St. Lucie West Centennial. You can get it all in there.
Yeah, that's a tongue twister for sure. Yeah, appreciate it. It was a nice way to start district play, with a big win. As I'm sure we'll get into in this segment, each and every district game is critical. With a 4-team district, that means we've only got 3 district games, and it's great to get off to a winning start and to be 1-0 in the district. In a lot of ways, you feel like you're sitting in the driver's seat a little bit. No, there's a lot of work to be done. Yet with 2 very formidable district opponents left on our schedule, but it's a good start, and I was happy with the way we played.
Now, we're just getting started on the show, but we know how we do it. We like to jump right in, so let's get to the meat and potatoes of the thing. I mean, you got out on Centennial pretty quickly, which allows a lot of other players to get in the second half. You got to run a ton of plays. How great is that for Vero Beach High School?
I was pleased, really with how we played in all 3 phases. As you mentioned, we got a lot of guys contributing right now. Each and every week, I feel like there's more guys that are game ready, and to be able to play to our strengths. We've talked about being strong in numbers, and that's what we hang our hat on, and just proud of the effort that we're getting. There were some things that obviously we'd like to get corrected and continue to improve upon. We left some points out there. I had to settle for a couple field goals instead of finishing drives with touchdowns. But again, all that experience, all those scenarios are going to be valuable, as the season continues.
5-0, which is a null for a game we did not play. I'm not going to say lose it anymore because I'm getting hammered out there in the community. You know who you are.
Skip the game, as
we skipped the game when Palm Beach Gardens got rained out, so we're 5-0, 20th consecutive regular season win. Getting those numbers, are the players feeling that? Are they thinking about that stuff, or is it just all on the field?
You know what? I don't know how much our kids get involved in that. I guess they read the paper and look at those things from time to time. But to be honest, it's not discussed.
Right.
Each week is a new and different kind of challenge, and we have one in front of us this week, obviously, with Fort Lauderdale High School coming to town. And a talented team with a lot of very good players. And in addition to that, we've got homecoming and all the festivities that homecoming brings. So we've got a lot in front of us, and I think it's been a 1 week at a time kind of season, and it's Fort Lauderdale coming to town this week.
I think about that movie. The reason why I bring it up is a streak. You remember how the game's played? That big long streak they had in California with the high school there went forever. That's why I brought it up, Coach. Because the players sometimes they think about that stuff. It's social media.
Right, for sure.
You got to have some fun with that. What a great game. The defense jumped out, pitched another shutout, held Centennial under about 20 total yards in the first half. Huge contribution when you're looking at a game of this magnitude.
Yeah, I think the defense set the tone really for us all night. The type of play that we're getting, I think we're tackling better. We're rallying to the football. A lot of guys around the football, and they had a hard time getting going. And when you can kind of set the tone that way, I think the other 2 phases of the game kind of follow in tune. And it was a total team effort.
Well, Derek, don't go anywhere. We got to pay some bills. We're going to go to some messages. When we come back, we're going to look at some game film. You see it behind us. Coach will break down some plays that happened Friday night. So you don't want to miss that. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Sideline on Buzz TV right here.
Join us for an adventure weekdays at 4:30 and 8:30 on Buzz TV Network. Stop by Patty's Printing and Graphics in downtown Vero Beach. Owner Patty Callahan prints it all, from color and black and white copies to blueprints, banners, signs, prints of paintings, and fine art. Patty makes restorations and creates outstanding graphic designs. Call Patty at 770-1521 or stop by Patty's Printing and Graphics at 2345 14th Avenue. Stop by for all of your printing needs at Patty's Printing and Graphics across from the old railroad station in downtown Vero Beach. Buzz TV Network is now the fastest growing new media outlet on the Space and Treasure Coast. Follow Buzz TV Network and tell a friend.
And you're back right here on Buzz TV. It's the Sideline Coaches Show with head football coach of Vero Beach High School, Lenny Jankowski. Knucklehead Derek Muller to my right. We're back, and we're going to talk a little Vero Beach High School football. Big win over district foe St. Lucie West Centennial, the Eagles, who came into town last week. We're going to break down some film. Lenny's got the controller. He's been practicing at home, so let's see how well he's got it down this week. It's on you, Lenny.
All right, well, I think we start here. Centennial's got the ball 1st and 10, and where this clip starts is you're getting to see our defensive push. We've got our D-line. You're really penetrating in the backfield. You see big number 55 there, Jarvis Jones, number 42, and that's Sean Snipes, and then Tyree Curtis also getting a little push there. So we're going to let it play, and you see the end result. We hold them for a relatively no gain, so that means they're 2nd and 10, and we're in good shape there defensively. Anytime we can keep them 2nd and 10. All right, here we're on offense. Back on offense. We've got a trips down here to the bottom of the screen. Carson Proctor at quarterback, Akeem Dixon in the backfield. And we run play action. We caught the safety cheating over to the trip side over there towards MJ, and we were able to hit Chris Larson up the middle on a big touchdown play. And all those big plays are to get everybody excited. You see our guys there doing a little butt bump, but yeah, that was a great play for us. A way to really exploit their coverage, and Carson put it on the money. So. Just a good solid play that we try to split the zone up there, and they put a couple guys on MJ, which leaves another guy open.
Tall tale on how good Akeem Dixon's having a great season.
Yeah, Akeem's doing great, scoring a lot of touchdowns. This is Adam Urigan for the extra point. Mike Dean holding. Good snap there. Okay, we're back on defense here, and that is Romance Snell on a big sack. We've talked about Romance in earlier segments. Romance is a senior, number 28, really a pass rush specialist. And anytime, again, you can get a big sack, that energizes the crowd and all the guys involved. Back on offense again, we're in our formation, our 2x2 formation that we call ACE. And Carson's in the shotgun in the backfield again. Looks like Akeem's back there with him. This play here was right before the end of the first half. We got the ball back, and I guess a lot of guys view those kinds of plays as trick plays. We practice them pretty regular and have it part of our regular repertoire, so to speak. That's off one of our regular plays. We just add a little tag on it and allow for a guy to come in there for the pitch. So that was Sean Harvey on the catch. The little flip, or as some people like to describe it, as a hook and ladder. Back to Akeem. We got a big gain on 1st down and got us on a roll. We ended up scoring on this drive with just a little time left in the first half.
Razzle dazzle, coach.
Oh, razzle dazzle. All right, this looks to be Carson at shotgun formation, and that's Jeremiah Pearson, number 32, on a great run to start the second half. Jeremiah is a strong kid. I don't know. They had everybody try to get a shot on him there. He rumbled and stumbled for a bunch of yards, and he's another guy. They're a nice 1-2 punch, he and Akeem both.
If you pause it there for a minute, Coach, what I want to touch on real quick is previous weeks and all through the season, your hashtag, if you will, has been effort. Mm-hmm. I mean, that right there solidifies what you want on any given play from your team.
Yeah, I mean, just talking individually, we've talked to Jeremiah. Jeremiah's a talented player, and we've had some of those, heart-to-heart discussions about effort in particular, and I think you see maximum effort on his part, really taking advantage of his time. I think he led our team in carries and in yardage in the game, so had over 100 yards rushing for the first time in his career, so I'm excited about call him Georgia Jeremiah Pearson, and he's a junior and a big part of what we're doing offensively right now.
I think Coach Ron Parker might have got in on the action there to get
him
down.
There you go. All right, here we are on offense again. And this is down in the red zone. We practice this quite a bit. That's Terrell Washington. Terrell's a very good athlete, gives us some length on the outside. He's 6'3 plus out there, and we talk to our quarterbacks about, all the time about getting the ball up, giving them a chance to high point the ball, and he does a good job of going up and getting it. And just in spite of being interfered with, was able to pull it in for another 6 points.
That's huge. I mean, I don't see that guy getting out-jumped.
Right.
I'm going to put my money on him each time.
Yeah, it just becomes really just a basketball play. You know, he's going to, you know, box out, as we like to use basketball lingo, and just high point the football. So here we are. Our fans have seen this formation a bunch. We call this our heavy formation. We come out most of the time. This is a 4th and 1 play where we've been able to pound the ball. Obviously, they've seen us on film do this, and we jump out of the huddle pretty quick at them. And we stick it in Akeem's belly and pull it out, and Terrell's wide open for another touchdown. So that worked out pretty well for us.
That was a great play. I'm thinking the same thing as everybody in the world of Vero Beach, Sports St. Lucie, however you're watching this game. They're going to run the ball up the middle. Safety comes flying in and bloop, over the shoulder.
You know, sometimes things work out, you know. But it worked out well.
Now, is that play a read, or was that designed right off the bat that you were going to make that play, or did he have to read that safety coming up?
It was a called play. It was called in advance. Okay, this is we're back on defense. That's Patrick Bethel. He's back and healthy again, and it looks like he and Corvin Moment double teaming there on the tackle in the backfield. So Patrick's number 93, Corvin number 23. So good to have Patrick back in the lineup. He gives us an extra little bit of firepower there. I think we're back to the beginning of the loop. Yep.
Right. So you look at Patrick Bethel, you get a player like that of that magnitude back for that week, and that right there shows why he's so touted. I mean, not only his size, but look how he gets down the line of scrimmage to make that tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Patrick's a total. I mean, he's a total package. He's a big athlete, you know, and what I mean by that is he's a strong kid. He's 240. 6'3", and is just a big athlete out there. He can really run, and you know, he utilizes, you know, all of his abilities, whether it's strength, speed, athleticism. He ties them all together and wreaks havoc, you know, on opposing offenses.
Watching this film, you see the defense are swarming together, and you pointed out Snipes, number 42. Now, he's a guy you pulled up from the JV earlier in the year, and he's playing a lot of time on the defense for you. How great is that?
I think, you know, as we continue through the season, each week his role increases. He's a big hitter, really, really talented, a guy that can play multiple positions, and it's exciting to have guys like that. And I think that speaks volumes for our sub-varsity teams, both our freshman and our junior varsity teams. There are times during the year where we're able to move these guys up and they become, you know, contributors right away. Earlier in the season, we had a receiver, Jacob Bell, just a sophomore, who I'm excited about and talented, but we don't want him standing watching the game next to me. We want to make sure that he's in the rotation, and so he played a bunch for us when we brought him up. Moved him back down. He'll finish the rest of the season on JV. If there's a need or an injury or something like that happens, then we're able to move those guys up and count on them to contribute.
Reps mean everything in any sport, any given time. You got to get them done. We're going to go to break. When we come back, more with Coach Lenny Jankowski as we preview this Friday's game against Fort Lauderdale High School. Don't go anywhere. You're watching The Sideline right here on Buzz TV.
Attention, this important message is for any American who is about to turn 65 years of age or older. Nation's Helpline has Medicare supplement insurance news that may benefit you, your family, or someone you know. Most Americans who are about to turn 65 years old know they need Medicare supplement insurance, even if they already have Medicare. The Nation's Helpline Medicare supplement team can guide you and help answer your Medicare questions. Call today.
Please call 800-632-2804.
The Furniture Man is a locally owned business that has served the needs of the community of Vero Beach and Indian River County for over 30 years. Here at the Furniture Man, we offer fine pieces to furnish each and every room of your home. Specializing in Floridian style, come browse our selection of bedroom, dining room, patio, and living room. Come explore over 10,000 square feet of showroom where you can find mattresses, recliners, sofas, dining, and more. Visit us at 673 US 1 in Vero Beach, Monday through Saturday for all of your furniture needs.
And you're back right here on The Sideline. Buzz TV, we're here with head coach Lenny Jankowski, Vero Beach High School Fighting Indians. And if you were here previously, we just broke down all the game last week and the big win over district foe, St. Lucie West Centennial. This week, another game, another foe, Fort Lauderdale High School coming to town, Billy Evans Field in the Citrus Bowl. Coach Jay's going to break it down. The Flying L's, Coach, that's what they're called. They're coming to town. What do you see out of this team? What kind of variances they pose for our squad?
A lot of athleticism. I mean, really, they'll be as talented as anybody we've played. They've got several guys that, D1 commits, that kind of thing. Very athletic at the quarterback position. They'll be a spread offense, but they're very multiple. I think defensively we're going to see a 40 front, which with some variance in the secondary. So I think we're going to need to play very well. We're obviously going to have to block well because they get off the ball, and I think their D line might be the strength of their team, and then they've got some athletic players on offense, starting with their quarterback. So I think it should be entertaining for our fans. Hopefully we can continue to improve and continue to play well. I think we're going to need to do the things that we talk about and stress each and every week. I think we can gain a huge advantage in special teams this week. So we're going to, obviously continue to emphasize that and just, allow all three phases of the game to complement each other. I think that's kind of what we've, hung our hat on this season so far, where the defense gets a big stop and then the offense is able to go down and capitalize. And then maybe that starts with a special teams, a big play on special teams. But we've been getting contributions from all three phases, and I think that's been the key for us.
Derek, on the front line, he talked about they're big and strong coming off that defensive line for a lot of the high school. I think it's maybe one of the most challenging that the offensive line will see this year. I think the linebackers move. They're very athletic. You could tell me you watched probably more film than I did, I hope. Anyway, Coach. But the DBs, they look like they run a man, do a cover 3, cover 2. They want to try to stick with you with athleticism. How do you look to kind of pinpoint that and strategically get the matchups you want?
Well, I think, in the week of preparation, we only can prepare as we think that they may defend us. A lot of times that changes when we show up on Friday night. You mentioned some man coverage. We have seen some different schemes on film, whether it be man, some off coverage, but you mentioned also the cover 3 or the what we like to call one high safety, where the safety in the middle of the field, and he likes to stay back there. He's very athletic, but again, I think that what we emphasize during the week are ways to counter whatever it is that they're planning to defend us. And sometimes, like I say, we predict very well, and sometimes when we show up, things change, and we've got to be ready to adjust. So we usually try to have something that counters whatever it is that they're doing on defense. It ends up in a weird kind of way being a little bit like a chess match. Whatever they try to do to you, you're always trying to counter. And so we try to rep that during the week. We've got off to a great practice on Monday, and through homecoming this week and all the festivities of that, the challenge will be to continue to stay focused and get our practices in when we do, and be prepared for Friday night.
It is homecoming, Derek, and all the great festivities come along with it. Today's Tuesday, so
distractions
tonight,
that come along with it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, tonight's the faculty versus seniors. You playing quarterback again tonight?
I hope not.
Well, you set the record last year with 25 touchdowns, so you got to come out there and show your skill.
And 2 pulled hammies.
Yeah, exactly. That's a lot more likely to happen.
Ryan Tannehill came out and blamed his scout team for all the Dolphins' losses.
Oh yeah.
How important is the scout team when it comes up to the week of preparation?
We put a lot of emphasis on it. We've got very good kids, and I think our players understand, in the way that we set up practice with having the ability to 2 platoon, which means that our offensive players that start on offense usually don't start on defense, and so we're able to structure practice accordingly, where that our defensive starters are able to get a look at what we call scout team. What our audience is probably wondering what we're talking about. Some of them, at least. What that means is that they're trying to give our defense the best look that our opponent's offense does, and then it works vice versa. And when we're on offense and our starters are working on offense during practice, that the scout defense, so to speak, is trying to simulate what our opponent's defense is going to do. And so, in Tannehill's case, I don't want to speak for him, but usually what you're working to do is you're working to defeat that scout team. That's the idea, that you can have success against your scout, whatever. And if the scout team is whooping you on the other side of the ball, then there's going to be some issues in Tannehill's case or anybody else's.
So what we're saying is he may be losing to that scout team, Derek.
Yeah, that's a big problem. I think they're losing to everybody. Dolphin fans, I said they'd be lucky to win 6 games, probably 4. I'm looking to be right about now.
It's homecoming. It's going to take place at the Citrus Bowl right here in Vero Williams Field. Kickoff, as always, is 7 p.m. A lot of festivities going around the game. It's been awesome thus far. We're looking for another big Indian victory, so make sure you get out there. We come back. We'll look at the defensive side of the ball, or no, the offensive side of the ball.
There you go.
And we'll break it down what our defense can expect to see from the Flying L's. Don't go anywhere. It's the Sideline Show right here with Coach Lenny Jankowski on Buzz TV.
Freddie Wilfrick and Gregory Simpson invite you to Spotlight Indian River, weeknights at 6:30 and 10:30.
Now that health reform is law, you cannot be denied health insurance coverage, but you can pay too much.
As a single mom, I was convinced that we could not afford health insurance until I spoke to the people from ICANN, who told me that I qualified for a special enrollment and a subsidized rate. Now I get so much more for so much less.
Call now and get the ICANN mobile app free. So don't wait another minute. Call ICANN, get covered, save money.
Marsha.
Hi, I'm Penny Chandler.
I'm Freddie Wolford.
I am Barbara Hoffman.
And I'm Gregory Simpson.
I'm here with Police Chief David Curry.
You're in good company on VeroBuzzTV.com, Vero Beach's local TV station on the internet.
I just love it.
Tell a friend.
We love y'all!
And get them out, hold them up. It's the fourth quarter. Your sideline pass is good once again, like it is each and every time you tune in. And right now, it's the Coaches Show on the sideline on Buzz TV. Thanks for joining us. And we're going to round this thing off. You know, Coach, you used to coach baseball. Before you coached football, you played a lot of baseball. You got a curveball this week, and that has to do with the stadium. Talk about how you're going to hit that one out of the park.
Yeah. Well, we got some news that our home side, we're not going to be able to use our home side at the Citrus Bowl. So we were looking for some alternative plans on what we could do. Obviously, we've got the big homecoming game, and then whatever else is down the road. Most immediately, our band has the Crown Jewel, and that's a big event here in Vero, and the Citrus Bowl gets a lot of use. And so, but most immediately was the homecoming game, and as you see right here, our home bleachers will not be functioning this week, and so what we've decided to do is use the visitor side. That will be off limits, the home side being off limits, and we're going to bring in some temporary seating, use those in both end zones on each side of the visitor side. So I think we'll be able to accommodate our fans, accommodate any fans from Fort Lauderdale, accommodate our band, our students, and all as we usually do. And being thrown this curveball, this week, I think that this plan ends up being a pretty good plan for everything that we're dealing with, because as you start looking and we were trying to decide, could it happen here, could it happen there, right. and then as it turns out, it looks like this turned out to be the best plan, that we can continue to have games at the Citrus Bowl. We just can't use the home side, and really just error on the side of safety.
Right.
There were some safety concerns. We had some engineers come in and take a peek at it. They had been monitoring it, and they just decided that at this point we better err on the side of caution and be safe here. But like I said, I know that our players, our fans, although there's going to be a minor adjustment, everybody that's used to sitting in the same seat for every game, they'll be over on the visitor side, and as they know it. But our players will now be stationed over on that visitor side, so that will be our temporary home side. The visiting team will be over there in that bare old home stands, as we'll call it, and so we'll make some adjustments as we need to. I'm excited that homecoming continues, as we know it. We'll still crown the homecoming queen and king at halftime, and all the festivities of homecoming will go on as we had planned. So there was about a 24-hour curve there where that we were concerned with what we're gonna be able to do, but all the parties involved got together and came up with this pretty good solution, I think.
Good thing is your JV, your freshman team are already on the road.
Right.
You have to deal with that. Any other sports that you had to deal with so far?
No. This was the most pressing issue. Obviously, was the football game Friday night, and I mentioned Crown Jewel briefly, and then as we move forward, our last three games, as it would turn out, are on the road. And then, depending on how we finish with that, we'll see what the playoffs bring us.
Right. Hopefully you get a home game, because at the end of the day, there's no place like home. We want to play our game there, and if we can make it happen, that's always the best option, Coach.
No doubt.
I got to do a disclaimer for my mom. Mom, you can't go in Section C, Row 7, C4. It's not going to happen. So you got to deal with Vice Principal Aaron's, and we're going to get it worked out. We'll get you in the seat. I promise you that. That goes for all you season ticket holders. It'll be worked out. Biggest threat Fort Lauderdale High School poses on Friday night?
I think their defensive line, really. You know, you talked about it. They've got a Miami commit on the D-line that plays defensive end, is a beast. But those other guys get after it pretty good too. They're athletic in the secondary. Their quarterback, I mentioned earlier, is somebody that jumps out at you on film, very athletic, and he's got some guys to get the ball to. So, you know, I think on the flip side, I think our defensive line is the strength of our team. And going against their offensive line should give them some fits and cause them some fits. At least that's the plan going into it. So we'll work hard to try to neutralize that you know, the fronts there and you know, give us our best shot.
Now, game film, I was watching number 5, I think was the quarterback earlier on in the year, and then number 3 came in. Both of them very athletic. Who do you think will be under center? Do you know anything injury-wise?
No, I think that, you know, number 3 played later in the actually, I think 3 started and then 5 came in relief. I think they've used a 2-quarterback system. You mentioned both of them have a lot of similarities. Yes. I think they're both very athletic. Both can get the ball down the field. So we'll see what happens.
They got those jagged numbers in their jerseys like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's hard to figure out the number. Yeah. The biggest difference is one of them 6 inches taller. Yeah. That's about the biggest difference. The other athlete to look forward to while you're watching the game is number 8. You kind of want to know where he's at on the field. He seems to be their playmaker, the guy they want to get the ball to.
Yeah, they move him around a little bit, like, you know, sort of like how we do MJ. You know, right. We move MJ around to different spots, and the same is for their number 8. So, you know, he's a guy to look for, and you mentioned he's their playmaker. Other
than homecoming and the situation curveball with the stadium, my biggest concern now that we're playing there, food trucks. Are we still going to have them?
Still going to have them. Still going to have the food trucks, and I just want to remind our fans, since it is a general admission kind of game, to get there early. You know, get there early. That way you can you zero in on a seat, zero in on where you want to sit. And you don't have that big rush at the end trying to get in the gate to see the game. So if our fans can get there early, and I'm hoping that the homecoming festivities will allow for some of that. Right. You know, they won't wait till 6:59 to try to get in the gate all at once. But you know, our fans are always very courteous and get excited about games. So if they can get there a little early, that will help us and get everybody funneled in. But we'll be in great shape to accommodate everybody. We need everybody to be out there. It'll be a big game. Homecoming should be a lot of fun.
12th man, we need you. Get there earlier than normal. This game's still happening right here at Vero Beach. You heard it here first from Lenny Jankowski. That'll do it for us this week. It's the Sideline Show with the coach. We'll see you next week right here on Buzz TV.
Now that health reform is law, you cannot be denied health insurance coverage, but you can pay too much.
As a single mom, I was convinced that we could not afford health insurance until I spoke to the people from ICANN, who told me that I qualified for a special enrollment and a subsidized rate. Now I get so much more for so much less.
Call now and get the ICANN mobile app free. So don't wait another minute. Call ICANN, get covered, save money.
Get them out, hold them up. That's your Sideline Pass is good now, right here on Buzz TV, coming to you every Tuesday through Friday, where we'll have a Coach's Show with Coach Jankowski as we break down all that's happening with Vero Beach High School football.
And then we're also going to have the Sports Buzz Show, where we're going to talk about local and national trending topics.
And maybe some of his diet and how not to eat like him. Be like me, coming straight out of Indian territory. It's the Sideline Show, and you can find us right here on Buzz TV.
One-of-a-kind videos, unique perspectives, original programming, only on Buzz TV Network. Spread the word and tell a friend.